Welcome to the Upperclassmen video on biomedical sciences with a concentration in pre-health. So we get a lot of students who are interested in being pre-med. And for you all who are interested in medical school, our best fit would be the biomedical sciences pre-health concentration. And I'm going to review these requirements now. We are going to start looking at the departmental requirements and then the major requirements, skipping the lower division gen ed area. We have a separate video for the lower division gen ed requirements for graduation that you can review. But for now, let's jump down to the departmental requirements. So these overlap a lot with the biomedical sciences major without any concentration. There is one distinct difference in the departmental requirements area, and that is the human behavior. So human behavior would require now intro to sociology and intro to psychology, whereas other majors in our college would give you a free range of options in the human behavior area. Because med schools like to see this broad aspect of humanities courses, you would be required to do both intro to sociology and intro to psychology. In terms of the math, you would need to complete all the way through calculus. Again, for med schools, they are fine with the math 205, calculus for life science. And we generally do not recommend the calculus 1, which would require pre-calc 2 in order to take it. So the math 205 would be fine. You would need a C or better in your math requirements. And then your chemistry, which you need a C or better in your chems as well. You will see, we'll list all the way down to organic 1 lab. There is more chemistry that you need in the concentration area that we will review in a second down in the major area. But again, in the departmental requirements, you will see that it will just list up to organic 1 lab. You would also need to complete physics 1. You would need physics 2, but that is also in the concentration area as well, as the biomedical sciences major would not require anything more than the physics 1 and the organic 1 lab. You would also need to pick 1 bio lab from the options listed here. These would also double count as your biology or biomedical sciences electives that you would need. And you will see that some do have the writing intensive designation as well. So if you did forensic and medical entomology, for example, that would count as a lab requirement, as a writing intensive requirement, and count down towards your biomedical sciences electives, which again, we're going to review here in a second. So all that to say that you would need at least 1 lab for graduation, but you may want to take more. And those would count in your electives. Okay, looking down in the major area now, a few things I want to draw your attention to before we look at the classes. Number 1, your major GPA is calculated separately from your cumulative. So your cumulative will include the major courses, but also every other course that you've taken here at ODU. The major GPA is going to count just what you've taken in the major requirements from ODU, and both GPAs will need to be above a 2.0. So cumulatively, with every course that you've taken, that has to be above a 2.0, and in the major, that would need to be above a 2.0. And there's a chance where one might be below 2.0 and the other one is above, or vice versa. And again, you'd need to make sure that both are above a 2.0. In the biomedical sciences writing intensive area, you would again see some overlap like we reviewed with the 481W. You'll also see 405W, which is not a lab. It will also not count down towards your biology electives that you need. So it is a course that we definitely want to highlight to make students aware of, that it will count as your biomedical sciences writing intensive, but it will not count anywhere else. So if you're trying to maximize your course options, 405W generally is not a effective course for, knocking out multiple requirements. So you want to be aware of that. But there are other W courses like 423W, which will count towards your biology electives, and some that will count as a lab and towards your biology electives, again, like the 481W. General Bio 1 and 2 are kind of the prereq courses you would need to start jumping into some of your major requirements. Cell bio and genetics are the prereqs for more of the medical focused courses like general microbiology that you would need in your major. So we would encourage taking those soon after you complete General Bio 1 and 2. You would also need Anatomy and Physiology 1 and 2. It does not matter if you choose the 240 and 241 or the 250 and 251, but you cannot take 240 and then 251. So you can't take the part 1 of one and the part 2 of the other. You have to go in sequence. So 240 and 241 or 250 and 251. There is no significant difference between the two. It is just about what is the best fit for you, and you can email the professor who's teaching the course if you'd like to know more about what the difference would be for you. But again, medical schools and most grad programs would not show favoritism between either of these two. And we do encourage students to reach out to the graduate programs they're applying into to maybe get perspective from them directly. Okay, then you have your upper division course requirements, which include biochemistry. Biochemistry does require organic 2, so you can see again organic 2 listed here in the concentration and pre-health area. So you would need organic 2 in the lab. Then you could take your biochemistry. You'd also need immunology, general microbiome, and immunology research. And then you would do 9 credits of biology elective. Again, does not matter what you choose as long as it's from this list here. And then you will need an additional biology elective. And again, we put here how 405W will not count, but again, another W course you could take that would count. And the other aspect is your concentration here, which would require physics 2. So again, the pre-health concentration is much more focused on preparing you for medical school, including all the courses that you would need to apply into med school. And if you wanted to do a course like an internship or undergraduate research here, that would count towards your biology electives. And you would build that out with a professor for the research or with the Career Development Services Office if you would like to do a internship. But you can only use a maximum of 6 credits to count towards your degree program. If you're doing 3 credits of undergrad research and 3 credits of internship, you would not then be able to do another 3 credits of either or credits in those areas and count them. You can only use a maximum of 6 unstructured courses. Okay, so hopefully that clarifies the requirements for the biomedical sciences pre-health concentration. Again, it is just now kind of requiring you to do organic 2 in the lab with physics 2 and sociology and psychology. So appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.